After a much anticipated wait, Five Nights at Freddy's has finally arrived to theatres and Peacock, to a lot of praise but also its fair share of criticism. So today, really quickly, we're going to be going over and checking about how the sequel can improve on that and be great. So let's waste absolutely no time and get stuck in. First off, what I'd love to see resolved, or more so improved upon, in a Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is probably what I had the biggest problem with in the first film, and that is with the screenplay. In the first, a lot of the jarring execution of certain location jumping, for example, story mishaps and weaker scenes of the movie involving poor dialogue could be very heavily solved through more experienced writers tapping the script for the sequel. If they did bring back the original 3 writers, including Scott himself, I wouldn't be opposed to it, and I'd just be hoping that it gets another look or two over before they head into all hands-on production of the film. I think by just having a better screenplay to work with in the sequel, you'd be able to solve so much of people's problems with the first film while also, just making a great movie. Secondly is more so of what I absolutely loved about the first film, and I'm sure pretty much most of us loved, is more William Afton, because he was absolutely sensational in that first film, so of course I want some more of him in the second, and if I can, a lot more of him. Now, of course, the first was more so just a taste of his character and his shadow over the series as a whole, so it is understandable that they didn't want to throw everything they could off right off the bat. But now that we've had that little appetizer, I'd love the main course, and to see a lot more of him and his wacky, cunning and totally over-the-top performance, sprinkled with a bit more of what the first film lacked, which was horror. In Five Nights at Freddy's 2, I would love it if there was more horror and more genuine tension. While playing the games, you feel nerve-wracking, you feel the atmosphere and just how scared you are, waiting for one of the animatronics to pop up and terrify the daylights out of you. And when watching the first film, while there were moments of that, it definitely lacked that overarching presence of tension. I think by ensuring there's a bigger care and focus on the horror aspect of the series going forward, it'll solve one of people's main concerns that they left with from Five Nights at Freddy's. And just to clarify, I am by no means wanting to say that they should go Exorcist routes of horror going forward, because they absolutely should not, and I don't even think I know I wouldn't be able to handle that myself. And also because the series Five Nights at Freddy's just as a whole, it isn't known just for its horror. It's got so much more to unpack from it, and so much more reasons as to why people gravitate and love it as much as they do. So I think by just going full on Exorcist going forward, you'd cut a large part of that audience out of it. But I would just like to see the series elevate the amount of horror from the first to the second, and so on and so forth. More of what I'd love to see it elevate the amount of as well is, of course, the characters and lore. The first admittedly had a lot more of a focus on the lore than I went in and expected, so with that, I'd like to see the second continue it. Throw in the puppet, bring in Jeremy as a new security guard, introduce more animatronics and mystery to the series. Essentially, take what worked so well about the first film and elevate it, bring it up a notch and make it work as well as the games were able to. And of course, to be a little bit silly, but I'm actually being quite serious, bring in Markiplier, because the first film couldn't due to scheduling conflicts, so work around that for the second and get him in the movie, whether it's in the beginning, the middle, the end, somehow, some way, somewhere. Get him in, because, I want to see it, and I think pretty much everybody else does as well. But anyways, that's my real quick and sort of compact thoughts on what I think Five Nights at Freddy's 2 can do and bring to the table to improve upon some of the flaws of the first and deliver on a great movie first and foremost, and a second entry to the planned trilogy. If you've seen the first or follow the games, what would you like to see in the upcoming sequel? Drop that down below because that would be great to hear, and as always, thank you very much for watching this very short video. I hope you did enjoy, and I'll see you in my next one. Take it easy, guys. Bye.